I was Johannes Miller. Well, I was born on a farm in northern Kansas, so I had to write my address as Washington County, Kansas, Odell, Nebraska. The mail came out of that little town because it was easier to get the mail there to us because the Kansas roads were too muddy when it rained. So that's it. I just know they had cattle and hogs and chickens, and I remember my dad saying that I wondered why they ate the shells, and he said because it's good for them. Well, didn't they fill them up again? So that's all I remember about growing up there. When my grandfather died, then we had to sell the farm for all the rest of the inheritors. I guess we moved to Abilene, Kansas after that. And then my other grandfather was killed in an accident. By then my mother had 3 children under the age of 4. And my mom's youngest sister was 11. And she was having a hard time with the death of her father. So Grandma asked if I could stay with them for a while, and I ended up being there 11 years. Well, I guess I went the first year of high school there then. And then I transferred to Hanover, Kansas. And that was 9 miles from my home. And I had to walk to school 3 hours because I walked the railroad track home because it was safer than walking the highway. My dad didn't want me to go to high school. No, he said, all you need to do is just marry a farmer. I said, it's the last thing I'm going to do. And he said, you're going to listen to me. And my mother butted in and she said, she is going to go to high school. My folks took the money away from me that I'd saved to go to millinery school, and I'm not going to treat our daughter like that. She's going to high school. So that's how that all turned out. And like I told someone, I said, what would you do if you were the oldest of 12 kids? And then I worked on the NYA program, and we got such a whopping big salary from that, 10 cents an hour. That was okay. That was okay. And the folks would bring food, and I had an apartment. Can you imagine at that age having an apartment? I'd been 14, 15 maybe, yeah, that would be right. And $5 a month. And I had the whole upstairs. But there was a ruling with those people, no visitors. And the heat came from their downstairs. When they went to bed, the heat was off. So I called them in. Back to the next morning, getting up and going to school. I was in Hanover, and all the girls were crying that day, and I thought, what's the matter with them? Because I didn't know anything was going on. Oh, Camilla O'Grady was killed in the bombing of Pearl Harbor. So that's where I was at. And it was in high school, when they came to high school that day. So that's when I found out. Right after I got out of high school, and an agent came around to the school recruiting people, and I said, well, I don't have any money. He said, well, I don't want any money. He said, we need help. So I went there, and they found me a place to live, and went to welding school for 6 weeks, and then right to the airport. Now you want to know about riveting. Fairfax District, Kansas City, Kansas, and on D-25s. Okay, I went to this welding school and got the job, and that's what I helped put in the I'll say in a minute, instrument panel. There, now I got it. And then the foreman said, could we get you to do rework? And I said, what's rework? Well, then he explained it to me, and I said, well, somebody would have to teach me. He said, I'm here to do it. And so any mistakes that were made on rework, that's what I did, and that's how I got to be a riveter. Because if they weren't in straight, nice and smooth, take them out, get them back in there. And he said, I'll hold the bar on the other side while you do the riveting. So that's how it started. And he said, some of these fellows are too big to go in the hatches, and he said, you're tiny. So that's why I picked you. And I said, you'll be sorry. He said, no, I won't. He said, you're listening to me. I said, well, yeah, I wouldn't disobey. So we hitched along quite well. And then I found out through talking with him that he knew where Marysville, Kansas was. And I said, how do you know about that? He said, I decided to take the break from the Union Pacific. I thought he said he was an engineer, but I don't know. And I said, did you ever get a haircut there? He said, why do you ask that? And I said, well, you're close to the Pacific Hotel, and I think you probably sometime or another had some time off. He said, yeah, Herman gave me a haircut. I said, that's my uncle. So we had a few chats like that, and then one day when I was riveting, I plugged the drill motor in, and I thought, what's going on? What's going on? What'll I do? What'll I do? All I could think was, help! And he heard me. And he said, I'm sorry, I'm going to have to hit you. I said, why? Did I do something wrong? He said, let's talk later. And then he carried me to sick bay. That it was a short in the drill motor. But he said it could have been worse. So, and I know that I was so cold when they kept putting blankets on me, and blankets and blankets. I think it was there 6 hours. And then they let me go home. 2.5 years maybe, because my husband had been from Germany and said, my dad needs help in the store. He's there by himself. So then I got a peaceful release and Lloyd Miller, I called him Monkey. He wore a mask over his glasses because he couldn't see without them. And I always wondered how he got in the service. And he said, oh, I tried all of them. I didn't want to go to the Army. He said, but I was warm when I got there, and he just took me. And I still think that if he'd have lost his glasses, he'd have been lost. He only had the one there. How we met, let's see. I came home to visit my brother was home on leave from the Navy. And he had a girlfriend in Hanover, and we went to a dance. And my husband was playing in a small dance band, or he'd done that before, and he said, hey, sit in with us. And he said, I saw the three of you walk in there, and he said, intermission, I'm going to find out which is his sister and which is the girlfriend. And he did. I met him afterwards. He said, I want to see you. Who are you with? And I said, I'm with my aunt and uncle at Greenleaf. He said, who's your aunt and uncle? And I told him, well, I know them. And so he said, well, I'll just call out there. And I said, you want to remember there's a party line and your aunt's on it. And first thing when he called there, oh, Lloyd, you're home? So then we just met whenever he had time off. And then he'd been at Camp Campbell for over 2 years, going on the third. And he said, the war's about over. He said, why don't we get married now? And I said, really? You're asking? Mm-hmm. And that was December the 2nd, 1944, and 12 days later we got married. Bingo. Well, my husband always wanted to be a teacher. And he wanted to go to Emporia State Teacher College. And the guy he was riding home with on the troop train, he said, you want to be prepared. He said, I think they're all full. But he said, I went to a little college in Wingfield, and he said, they would love to have you there. So he gave him the name, he called him, and they had an apartment for us, so that's where he started. Did his Bachelor of Music degree. His English teacher told him at the time, she said, I think you've got the wrong major, because he had written some poems, such in her class. And then he ended up with his, on the GI Bill, and went straight through. And summers he did his master's degree, got double major in English and music. We took a trip to California and took his mother and another lady with us, and she had a son living in the same town that his sister lived in. We went into a hardware store, and I didn't look at the outside. It said Miller Hardware. Everybody just looked at us. And I said, oh, and so finally one of them came up and said, what's your name? He said, Miller. And, and he said, you know Glenn? I know of him. Are we any relation? He said, oh no. He said, you sure look like you would be my relative. So that was a funny one for us. He got out of the service in August of 45, and my nephew that's with me, his father was in the service at Lowry Field, Colorado, and the other brother came home. He'd never had a furlough. He was in on just about everything that went on, like Africa, Salerno. He went in on D-Day, but he was in the engineers and band, so they were the last ones coming in. So they didn't. By then they knew they'd lost a lot of people, mainly because they had too much gear and there was too much water, and they couldn't swim with all that, so they just drowned. That's the only thing he would say, but he never had a furlough. It was 3 years, 3 months, and 33 days. And he said, my folks are not going to see me in a uniform. He bought a suit when he got to Kansas City, so they didn't see him in uniform. And the brother-in-law was in the service, and so they were all there that August, the first time they'd been together 4 years. So it was a good reunion. Oh, I was in relief, and I was so elated, and my husband called. He said, I'm getting out, but I've got to go to Camp Cook in California first. But he didn't tell me why. The war wasn't quite over, but they were going to have to go to Japan and invade Japan, and his tank company was going to be the one to go because they didn't see enough action in Germany. And he was a medic. He told me later there had been 60% casualties on both sides. Then when it was over, he called. He said, it's over, I'm coming home. Of course, I was glad. And they all made it. Even brother-in-law, who had to bail out of a B-24 a couple times. We had a great reunion. And thanks the good Lord for that. I thought he was the greatest. I'd have done anything he asked me to. Well, that is with restrictions. I had a lot of faith in him. And he was from Kansas. Why wouldn't I? Yeah. My grandmother always told me, keep your mouth shut and your ears open. That doesn't happen anymore. And there's too many rules now that you can't threaten. You say, you'll get a spanking if you don't do this or that. You don't need to say that. That didn't happen at our place. We just got a period, whether we were guilty or not. No sassing. Oh no, you obey your parents. But I disobeyed sometimes.